The Trump administration, with the help of Elon Musk, is stripping the federal government for its parts, firing civil servants, dismantling departments, targeting federal agents themselves for retribution. And perhaps for the first time in a while, Americans are being confronted with the mechanics of our government and on what it spends your tax dollars. The Republican congressman from Georgia, Buddy Carter, who is one of only 3 pharmacists in Congress, is incensed by the fact that your tax dollars are being spent buying contraceptives for the Taliban.
Look, the U.S. aid that was cut off should have been cut off. I mean, $15 million for condoms for the Taliban? And
Sir,
you know,
whoa.
47,000.
Yeah, whoa is right, because that's not actually a thing. The U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, is, of course, one of the federal agencies that's been targeted for elimination by the new administration. And USAID does actually provide contraceptives to health clinics, not to the Taliban. Our aid abroad looks more like HIV medication for clinics in Malawi. One USAID worker who was laid off by the president last week told NBC News their programs in Malawi treated 142,000 girls and young women last year alone. She tells NBC News that because of the pause in funding for the program, she expects to see, quote, an exponential increase in new HIV infections, end quote. Which, in addition to being really bad for Malawi specifically, whether or not you care about that, and Africa more generally, which you probably do care a bit more about, it's dangerous for the entire world. Look, USAID is a government program, and critics have long said USAID's results are difficult to quantify and that its spending is hard to oversee. All of that may be true, but take, for instance, another federal initiative, PEPFAR, the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PEPFAR. The government says that since its introduction in 2003, an initiative of former Republican President George W. Bush, the program has saved more than 25 million lives. In March of last year, PEPFAR was reauthorized for at least 1 more year, so its long-term future is uncertain, as is the future of the Department of Education. As reports indicate, President Trump is preparing an executive order demanding the agency essentially wind itself down. President Trump cannot abolish a federal agency without congressional approval, but he can do real damage to the agency. When asked about it this week, he said that he wants to give education back to the states.
We're ranked very badly, and what I want to do is let the states run schools.
To be clear, that's not what eliminating the Federal Department of Education would do. States and localities actually do run schools. The Department of Education has no power over what is taught in schools. Its main functions are managing the $1.6 billion federal student loan program, providing underfunded schools with money through the Title I program, which is meant to improve the quality of education for children on or near or below the poverty line, and protecting access to a public education for kids with disabilities or with learning differences. If your child is one of the 7.5 million public school students with an individualized education plan, IEP. You've probably heard about it. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your grandkids. It's because of the Federal Department of Education guaranteeing that money. Another agency that largely works in the background until you need it is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. As we've discussed, Project 2025, I've got right here on my desk. The architect of it, Russell Vought, has taken control of the CFPB himself. It protects Americans from abusive financial practices. It enforces consumer financial law. It was designed so that the president doesn't actually control it. Vought has since instructed the CFPB to halt a majority of its operations that protect you from overpaying the bank, from paying too much in junk fees. Again, Donald Trump and Elon Musk's claim is that they're targeting government waste. It doesn't mesh with reality. The CFPB is among the most productive agencies by pure margin. Its budget is $800 million a year. That's 0.07% of the federal budget. And since 2011, it has returned $20 billion to consumers. Now, some of that money has come from banks and big corporations, which might be the problem here. It hasn't returned $20 billion to them. It's returned $20 billion to you. Through all of this, many Democrats in Congress have pointed to the seeming illegality of Trump and Musk's moves. They say only Congress has the power to dismantle agencies. Many of the funds being halted have already been approved by Congress, and any of these cuts must first and foremost come through Capitol Hill. That's why we have a Ways and Means Committee. That's why we have a Budget Committee. All of that's largely true, but it misses the forest for the trees. Crippling agencies and halting aid is wrong because spending money on people who need help is good. Treating HIV in women and girls in Africa is good. Supporting underfunded public schools is good. Protecting American consumers from being ripped off by banks and payday lenders is good. It's true that most Americans don't know how some of our federal agencies operate, and that is actually the point. That's the sign of a healthy working government. Some of these programs, which do unobtrusive good work, like preventing disease and starvation, are meant to be like a background app on your phone. It's not heard nor seen, but it's working constantly.